Hey, welcome back. It's your boy Will J. Let's get into some deck brewing shenanigans. Streets of New Capenna is here, and it's one of the sets that honestly has got me pretty hyped. I love the design of so many of its cards, and so while I wait for the cards to arrive in my country, I'm gonna be talking about how we can brew some of its new legendary creatures. Today I got some help from one of my good friends, Bob, who is a based white player from the start, which brings us to our featured commander, Giada, Font of Hope. She's a 2-mana value 2/2 legendary angel with flying and vigilance, and she has an ability that reads each other angel we control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter for each angel we control, counting Giada. On top of that, she has a very unique ability for white in that she can tap for 1 white mana, granted we can only use it for angel spells. The deck we're going to be running is called Punched by an Angel. Angels are one of the coolest tribes in Magic, but they're always hampered by a high curve. Fortunately, Giada is like our Roma Downey. She's a low-curve creature who's gonna be the star of our show as she ramps us out to play our big iconic threats, whether that's Avacyn, Akroma, or Delarice. We'll cover our usual themes of ramp, removal, and draw, but afterwards we'll also go over card choices for anthems, tokens, resilience, and something we like to call UBP or utilities, bombs, and pets. Ramp is going to be important for us because we want to get to the top of our curve ASAP, and white actually has some pretty good ramp spells. Pro Medallion, Archaeomancer's Map, Land Tax, Mothering Tithe, these are all great, if you can afford them. Sword of the Anime and Dowsing Dagger are also really good in decks with low curve commanders such as this one. But if these are too pricey, there are some good budget options too. Gift of Estates is a one-shot land tax that ensures we don't miss our future land drops. Loyal Warhound enters the battlefield and it fetches a land out of our deck into play. Keeper of the Accord makes sure we can keep up with aggressively ramping decks. Heraldic Banner is a mana rock that gives us an anthem effect and works well in monocolor decks. Mindstone and Commander Sphere are locks for white decks because they have the versatility of being a source of card draw later on. Unique to this build are Starnheim Aspirant and Herald of War, both of which reduce the cost of playing our angels, and coupled with Giada's mana ability, we can be playing 7 drops as early as turn 4. White has plenty of removal and is probably the color with most access to exile. While I won't go over the staples, just make sure you bring enough diversity so you can hit multiple types of permanents and not just creatures. Sticking to the theme though, Angelic Ascension is a flavorful choice because it exiles a creature or planeswalker and well, it turns them into an angel. Depending on the situation, we can use this on our opponents or even our own stuff too. Angel of Sanctions hits any non-land permanent, and even if it dies, it can be embalmed later on if we need the effect again. Angel of Ruins is a 7-drop and it lets us exile 2 artifacts and/or enchantments. Drawing cards is where white struggles. It just doesn't do it very efficiently compared to the other colors. Tome of Legends is good though for decks that want to play their commander, and Giada's Vigilance doesn't make it a tough choice to attack if someone's open. Secret Rendezvous gives us a great rate of drawing 3 for 3, and at white, you'll take it, even if it means letting an opponent draw 3 as well. Court of Grace introduces the Monarch to the game, and since our angels have evasion, we stand a good chance of getting it back if someone steals the crown. New Capenna has given us a pair of new draw cards that look interesting in Halo Fountain, which can let us draw after declaring some creatures as attackers, and Rumor Gatherer, which gives us a scry and a draw if any creature, including tokens, enter the battlefield under our control. Inspiring Overseer is also a new card which is an angel and just replaces itself. It's not very exciting, but at least it's something. A couple of card advantage spells that will take advantage of the fact that we're playing a tribal deck is Heirloom Blade, which lets us replace an angel with another angel if they so happen to die, and Pyre of Heroes, which actually has some synergy with Heirloom Blade. It lets us sacrifice a smaller angel and search out a potential bomb and put it into play. Angels do a great job supporting each other, and Giada is an anthem herself. That said, we can definitely snowball if no one messes with our board. Angelic Page is a low-cost angel that gives a small boost. Thraben Watcher gives our non-tokens +1/+1 and Vigilance. For the same mana value, Angelic Field Marshal gives our entire army +2/+2 and Vigilance. Resplendent Marshal is another angel that buffs our board, although he needs to eat an angel from our graveyard to have a meaningful effect. Chroma Vision of Ixidor is a closer, and also gives our army of flyers at least +1/+1 and probably more. Giving us a bit of a life gain sub-theme, we can run Righteous Valkyrie, which lets us gain life when an angel or cleric enters our battlefield, and with enough life, gives our board a +2/+2 boost, while Lyra Dawnbringer gives our entire fleet of angels +1/+1 and lifelink. A non-angel anthem that fits in this deck is Paladin class. It buffs our army and gives one particular heavy hitter double strike. To make anthems even more impactful, we'll need a bigger board, and spamming angels is gonna be hard if we just try to hard cast them. Emeria Angel gives us 1/1 bird flyers as landfall, and Decree of Justice gives us 1/1 soldiers, or if it's really late in the game, maybe a few angels. Since we have a bit of life gain going on, the Book of Exalted Deeds is an artifact that'll give us a 3/3 angel at our end step, and Valkyrie Harbinger gives us a 4/4 if we gain 4 life at each end step. Starnheim Unleashed is a card we'd want to foretell early, and drop us a bomb later on to create an army of flyers, maybe even after a wipe. And Imperial Storm gives us an angel for each time we've cast our commander, which works great in this deck because Giada is only a 2-drop. Herald of the Host is a card that I really love in this deck. While the tokens it makes gets exiled at end of combat, with Giada in play, those 3 tokens enter with at least 4 +1/+1 counters on them. +1 for Giada, +1 for the Herald, and another +2 because of the other 2 tokens that just entered play. Those are 3 8/8 swinging our opponent's way. Now perhaps the coolest token generator, and a card I wish I could play more in Commander, is Parhelion 2. It can be crewed by most angels, and when it attacks, you create 2 Serra Angel tokens that don't go away after combat. It's named like a game ender, the art looks like a game ender, it's just so cool for me. With a nice board in place, you're gonna need to protect it and withstand all types of disruption. Unbreakable Formation and Sephara Sky's Blade gives our team indestructible, allowing it to survive most board wipes. While Brave the Elements can save your army in a pinch, or even give them unblockable by giving them protection from a color. Breathkeeper Seraph is really resilient because it and the creature it's soul bonded with will survive if they're killed simultaneously. There's that extra hoop of having to kill one and then kill the other one before the next upkeep. If creatures do die though before you can protect them, then Defy Death is a really flavorful card that essentially brings the creature back from the graveyard and gives them a boost if they're an angel. And Emeria Shepherd lets you return any non-land permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield whenever you play a plains. For UBP, we want to round our cards out. Segovian Angel, Youthful Valkyrie, and Serra Angel all help round out our curve to ensure we have some early plays and early board presence. Bishop of Wings is another source of life gain and gives us a tiny refund when our angels die, while Divine Visitation turns those tokens into 4/4 angels. A couple of Elspeth cards gives us some versatility. The Planeswalker version buffs our creatures, and with flyers to protect her, it's entirely possible that we might ult her. While the Elspeth Saga gives us removal, a small stacks effect, and reanimation. For game enders, Akroma's Will is a slam dunk flavor-wise, and mechanics-wise too, fine. While Angel of Destiny suddenly turns our life gain sub-theme into a deadly one. Punched by an Angel has got me excited to play mono white. I'll be posting the deck list in the description down below, but if you want to mix and match your staples with your cards at home, then this build clocks in at 13 ramp spell, 7 removal, 8 draw, 9 anthems, 8 tokens, 7 resilience, 9 UBP, and 38 lands. And that does it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this build. We purposefully keep it casual and try to go for synergy, interaction, and something that still wins games, but hopefully and more importantly, wins over your friends. As always, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe, leave a like, and even if you're not building this deck, maybe you could share it with someone who will. You can follow me on Moxfield too. We're also called Friends Win Ties over there. So yeah, until next time, stay fresh, stay blessed, stay friends. Yeah, see ya pals.